Hey everyone! So I just sat down with my cards because I kept getting this really strong energy around people who are moving in silence right now. And honestly, the response from the universe has been absolutely fascinating. I pulled some cards specifically about this whole dynamic of when you choose to move quietly and how that impacts the people around you, and what came through is pretty incredible. So, first thing I want to say is that moving in silence is such a powerful energy right now. There are so many of you who have made this conscious choice to just step back, stop announcing your every move, stop seeking validation or approval, and you are just quietly building something amazing. And the cards are showing me that this shift in your energy is creating some very interesting reactions from the people in your orbit. The first card that came through is the Four of Swords. And this is so perfect because this card is all about strategic rest and planning. But here is what most people miss about this card. It is not about being passive or inactive. It is about being intentionally quiet while you recharge and strategize. The figure in this card appears to be resting, but they are actually in a state of powerful preparation. This is exactly what you are doing right now when you move in silence. What I am seeing with this Four of Swords energy is that your decision to pull back and operate more quietly has been so strategic. You have realized that constantly sharing your plans, your progress, your next moves was actually draining your energy and giving other people too much access to your personal power. So you made this really wise decision to just stop broadcasting everything and start moving with more intention and privacy. But here is where it gets really interesting. The people around you are having very strong reactions to this change in your behavior. They were used to having full access to your thoughts, your plans, your emotional state. They were comfortable knowing exactly what you were up to at all times. And now that you have pulled that access back, they are feeling some type of way about it. The next card that came through is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is showing me the frustration that others are feeling because they can no longer predict or control your moves. The Seven of Pentacles is about patience and long-term investment, but from their perspective, they are standing there waiting to see what you are going to do next, and they are getting increasingly uncomfortable with not knowing. This card is showing me that your silence is making them question everything. They are used to being able to read you like an open book, and now they are faced with this mystery version of you who is clearly working on something, but they have no idea what it is. The energy around this is almost like they are waiting for you to slip up and reveal your hand, but you are not giving them anything to work with. What I find so beautiful about this Seven of Pentacles energy is that it shows the maturity in your approach. You have learned that not everyone deserves to know your business, and you have started treating your goals and dreams like the precious investments that they are. You are tending to them carefully, privately, without needing external validation or input from people who frankly do not have your best interests at heart. The third card is the Two of Swords, and this is showing me the mental conflict that your silence is creating for other people. Two of Swords is about difficult decisions and feeling stuck between options, and this is exactly what is happening to the people who are trying to figure out what you are up to. They are literally losing sleep trying to decode your behavior. They are analyzing every little interaction with you, looking for clues about what you might be planning or working on. They are asking mutual friends about you, checking your social media obsessively for any hints about your next move. The Two of Swords shows someone who is blindfolded, trying to make sense of a situation without having all the information, and that is exactly what you have done to them by choosing to move in silence. This card is also showing me that some of these people are actually in a state of panic because they realize they may have underestimated you. When you were more open and sharing, they felt like they had some level of influence or control over your decisions. Now that you have removed that access, they are facing the uncomfortable reality that you are more powerful and independent than they gave you credit for. The Queen of Wands came through next, and this is representing the confident, self-assured energy that you are embodying right now. But what I love about this card showing up in this context is that the Queen of Wands is someone who leads by example rather than by announcement. She does not need to tell everyone how powerful she is. Her actions speak for themselves. This is exactly what you are doing right now. Instead of talking about your plans, you are executing them. Instead of seeking permission or approval, you are trusting your own judgment and moving forward with confidence. The Queen of Wands knows her worth and does not need external validation to confirm it. And this is the energy you have stepped into. But here is what is really triggering people about this Queen of Wands energy. She is warm and generous when she chooses to be, but she is also very selective about who gets access to her inner world. She is friendly, but not necessarily available. She is confident, but not necessarily sharing all her secrets. This selective availability is what has people stressed because they can no longer take your openness for granted. The Eight of Cups appeared next, and this card is so significant because it shows the conscious decision to walk away from situations that no longer serve you. But in this context, it is showing me that part of your decision to move in silence has involved walking away from the need to explain yourself to everyone. You have realized that you do not owe anyone a detailed explanation of your choices, your timeline, or your methods. The Eight of Cups shows someone who has made peace with disappointing others in order to honor their own path. This is such a mature and powerful position to take, but it is also what is making certain people in your life so uncomfortable. They were used to being able to question your decisions and have you justify your choices to them. They were comfortable with you seeking their approval or input before making moves. Now you are just making decisions and moving forward without their blessing, and they do not know how to handle that level of independence from you. What is really beautiful about this Eight of Cups energy is that it shows spiritual and emotional growth. You have evolved beyond the need for external validation, and you are trusting your own inner guidance system. This is incredibly powerful, but it is also threatening to people who benefited from your old pattern of seeking approval. The Knight of Pentacles came through, and this card is perfect because it represents steady, determined progress without a lot of fanfare. The Knight of Pentacles is not the flashiest or most dramatic of the knights, but he is absolutely reliable and gets results through consistent, focused effort. This is exactly how you are moving right now. While other people are making noise and creating drama, you are quietly and consistently working toward your goals. You are not announcing every small victory or sharing every challenge you face. You are just showing up, doing the work, and making steady progress. What is stressing other people out about this Knight of Pentacles energy is that they cannot measure your progress or predict your timeline. They are used to being able to gauge where you are in your journey based on what you share with them. Now they are seeing results, but they have no idea how much work you have been putting in behind the scenes, and that unknown factor is making them very uncomfortable. The Hermit appeared next, and this card is so powerful in this context because it represents the wisdom that comes from inner reflection and solitude. The Hermit holds up a lantern to light his own path, and this is exactly what you are doing by moving in silence. You have realized that you do not need other people to validate your direction or confirm that you are on the right path. You have developed your own internal compass, and you are trusting it completely. The Hermit is comfortable with solitude because he understands that some journeys can only be taken alone, and some wisdom can only be gained through personal experience. What is making people stressed about this Hermit energy is that they can no longer influence your decision-making process. They used to be able to plant seeds of doubt or offer unsolicited advice that would throw you off course. Now you are so centered in your own wisdom that their opinions hold much less weight, and that shift in power dynamic is really unsettling for them. The Three of Wands came through, and this card shows me that your silent moves are actually part of a much bigger vision that you have for your life. The Three of Wands is about long-term planning and seeing the bigger picture. And this explains why you have become more selective about what you share and with whom. You have realized that your dreams and goals are too important to be subjected to other people's limitations or fears. You have a vision for your future that is bigger than what some people in your life can even comprehend. So you have stopped trying to get them to understand it. Instead, you are just quietly working toward making it a reality. This Three of Wands energy is showing me that you are thinking several steps ahead, and you understand that some moves need to be made in silence in order to be effective. You are not being secretive for the sake of drama. You are being strategic because you understand that not everyone can handle the magnitude of what you are building. The people in your life who are stressed by your silence are reacting that way because they sense that something big is coming, but they have no idea what it is or how it might affect them. They are used to being able to prepare for your moves, but now they are operating blind, and it is making them very anxious. The Page of Pentacles appeared, and this card represents the student energy, someone who is focused on learning and skill building rather than showing off or seeking attention. This is such a perfect representation of the energy you are in right now. While other people are focused on appearances and immediate gratification, you are focused on actually developing yourself and your abilities. The Page of Pentacles is not concerned with impressing anyone. He is concerned with mastering his craft and building something of real value. This is why your silence is so powerful and why it is having such a strong effect on others. They can sense that you are growing and evolving, but they cannot see exactly how or in what direction. They are witnessing your transformation, but they are not privy to the details of your process. And that mystery is driving them crazy. The final card that came through is the Nine of Pentacles, and this card is absolutely perfect as the culmination of this reading. The Nine of Pentacles represents independence, self-sufficiency, and the ability to enjoy the fruits of your own labor without needing anyone else to validate your success. This card is showing me that your decision to move in silence is leading you toward a level of personal freedom and achievement that will speak for itself. You will not need to announce your success because it will be obvious. You will not need to defend your choices because the results will justify them. What makes this Nine of Pentacles energy so powerful is that it represents success that comes from your own efforts and decisions rather than from seeking approval or following someone else's blueprint. You are creating something that is uniquely yours, and you are doing it on your own terms. The reason your silence has people stressed is because they can sense this Nine of Pentacles energy building in you. They can feel that you are moving toward a level of independence and success that will change the dynamic of your relationships with them. They are afraid that once you reach this level of self-sufficiency, you will not need them in the same way anymore. And honestly, they are not wrong about that. When you stop needing external validation and approval, when you stop seeking permission to live your life on your own terms, the relationships in your life naturally shift. Some relationships will evolve and become deeper and more authentic. Others will fade away because they were built on unhealthy dynamics that you have outgrown. What I want you to understand is that moving in silence is not just a strategy. It is a sign of your spiritual and emotional maturity. You have learned to trust yourself, to value your own judgment, and to protect your energy from people who do not have your best interests at heart. The stress that others are feeling about your silence is really about their own insecurities and their fear of losing access to you. They are not necessarily concerned about your well-being. They are concerned about how your growth and independence might affect their ability to influence or control you. So I want to encourage you to continue moving in silence when it feels right to do so. You do not owe anyone a play-by-play of your life. You do not need to justify your decisions or timeline to people who were not there during your struggles. You have earned the right to move at your own pace and make your own choices without commentary from the peanut gallery. Trust that the people who are truly meant to be in your life will respect your need for privacy and autonomy. The people who are stressed by your silence are often the ones who were benefiting from your old patterns of oversharing and seeking validation. Keep building, keep growing, keep trusting yourself. Your silence is not empty. It is full of intention, purpose, and power. Let them be stressed. You have more important things to focus on. The universe is supporting your decision to move more strategically and protect your energy. Keep doing exactly what you are doing.